Introduction. Home Ministry Affairs has 25 main divisions, and one of them is the Security Division. It serves to maintain, improve and preserve security, whether the states or the border based on the law that has been set. The Ministry of Home Affairs has its own department that will manage certain matters. Example, Immigration Department. Immigration Department is a department that will manage matters related to the management of foreign immigrants, or more technically known as immigrant party, who has worked and reside in Malaysia without having a valid document. The problem that needs to be faced by Immigration Department is presence of immigrant party without a valid permit in large quantity. It has a hard impact on our country. Example, nowadays the world has been shocked by the COVID-19 pandemic, so due to the presence of immigrant party, it is able to increase the rate of infection or cluster of COVID-19. Other than that, their presence also has many negative effects and endanger our country. For example, they are often drug, fight, free sex, and so on. It poses a threat to the safety, health, and social well-being of society. The country local community are the ones who will accept this threat. So it really gives a big negative impact on our country. This can prove that the duty of the Department Immigration in that play an important role in covering this problem. Also, this needs to be taken serious by all community because it poses a high risk to ourselves, society, and the country.
Planning is defining organizational goals, stabilizing a technique to succeed in those goals, and developing a comprehensive hierarchy of plans to integrate and coordinate activities. Planning is the process of creating plans for something. It's synonyms of designing a preparation, organization, arrangement, forethought. At the individual level, planning is because the process of creating preparation for future action may be a common human feature, undertaken every day during a wide selection of dreams, calculations, decisions, and actions. As such, a core characteristic of public planning revolves around the circumstances of the state, society, interface, and therefore the way power is used. This is often partly why some theorists tend to equate planning with public policy generally. The importance of planning is it furnishes direction and reduces the danger of risk by making predictions. The primary one is planning provides ways. Planning ensures that the objectives are clearly stated in order that they function a method for identifying what actions should be performed and when they should be taken. If objects are well developed, employees are aware of what the corporate has got to do and what they have do to achieve such objectives. Planning is a task that allows a manager to look ahead and predict changes by defining the task in prior to be completed. Planning records and the task to make a difference and unexpected outcomes. Besides, planning reduces duplication and unnecessary activities. There are 4 types of planning. Firstly, operational planning. This type of planning usually refers to the company's day-to-day operations. Operational plans are frequently referred as single-use plans or ongoing plans. Single-use plans are designed for one-time events and activities. Next, strategic planning. It includes a high-level overview of the entire business. It's the foundational basis of the organization and will dictate long-term decisions. The scope of strategic planning can be anywhere from the next 2 years to the next 10 years. Important components of a strategic plan are vision, mission, and values. Besides tactical planning, it supports strategic planning. It includes tactics that the organization plans to use to achieve what's outlined in the strategic plan. Last but not least, contingency plans. It is made when something unexpected happens or when something needs to be changed, can be helpful in circumstances that call for a change and is essential in moments when changes can't be foreseen. The planning to solve the party issues set by Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, Ministry of Home Affairs, has been drafted of Party Enforcement Holistic Plan. It will also involve the role of the state government, local authority, PBT, Village Community Management Council and PKK, Village Development and Security Committee at JKKK in efforts to eradicate party. He explained that the plan to be implemented within 5 years will outline the action plan to eradicate party based on 5 strategies, which is Party's Enforcement Operation Strategy, which outlines implementation plans related to enforcement operation to eradicate party throughout the country. Legal strategy and enforcement policy of party, which outlines the implementation plans of legislation and policy coordination related to enforcement of party. Border control and entry strategies that outline the implementation plan for monitoring security controls at national borders and gateways. Foreign management strategy, which outlines policy coordination plan relating to foreigners, and media strategy and publicity strategy that outlines media reporting plan, publicity and awareness programs related to party.
An organization is a group of people who works together to achieve a set of goals. It can be thought of as a social structure to encompasses all formal human interaction. The organization entails task alignment and division of labor among personnel in order to achieve the company's ultimate aim. Importance of organizing. Firstly is well-defined job and organizational structure aid in matching the appropriate man to the right job, which can be accomplished by assigning employees to various departments based on their credentials, skills, and experience. This aids in the correct definition of job, which clarifies each individual's position. Secondly is clarifies power and the organizational structure in declaration of manager's responsibility. This can be accomplished by outlining the capabilities granted to each manager as well as the manner in which those power must be exercised in order to prevent power abuse. Manager can operate more efficiently in their duties and responsibilities are clearly defined. This contributes to increased productivity. Next is effective administration, which is aided by the organization structure in defining job roles. The responsibilities of several managers are defined. Work division is used to achieve specialization. All of this contribute to be more efficient and successful administration. Formalization refers to how standardized of organization, jobs, and the extent to which employee behavior is guided by the rules and procedure. To overcome how the Ministry of Home Affairs Immigrant Department manage the issues of illegal immigrant workers in Malaysia, formalization is required to identify and explain work specialization, departmentalization, authority, line and staff authority, chain of command, span of control, centralization and decentralization, and formalization. Following this era of formalization, the ID began to employ a variety of measures to deal with this unlawful immigrant and labor. The implementation of an organized administration schema in 2006, for example, was intended to better to overall management and oversight of illegal immigrant and workers. Many organizations and departments within the Home Affairs Ministry, such as the Federal Police Force and the Immigrant Department, would be able to coordinate their action more efficiently as a result of this. A new division within the department has been created as a result of this organizational plan. In organizational structure, formalization is a process in which managers specify in writing procedures, rules, and responsibilities for individual employee, organizational units, groups, teams, and their entire organization, resulting in the development of processes, relationships, and operating procedures.
Decision is options from two or more alternatives, while decision making is a process of making choices and identifying and taking action or alternatives from all relevant information to solve a specific problem. In organization management, managers face all kinds of problems by one step at a time. Decision making process can help managers to make more cautious decisions for the survival and growth of the organization. The importance of decision making. First is the achievement of goal. Decision making is critical to achieve the organization goals within the time and budget given. It suggests the best alternatives, using the resources properly and satisfy the employees at work. As an outcome, the organization goals can be achieved for the desired result. Second is the employees' motivation. Decision making is also critical to motivate employees within the organization. It provides a whole framework of operation and guidelines to the operating level of the staff. It also provides different types of equipments and benefit on time. By this, employees are motivated and committed to their job. Lastly is the evaluation of the managerial performance. Decision making is not only critical to select the best alternative but also necessary for evaluating the performance of the manager. The quality of the manager majorly depends on the number of right decisions that he or she can choose for success. This shows that decision making is important to judge the achievement of the top level of management. The most remarkable policies engaged by the Immigration Department falls into three categories. The first category is regularization programs. This program provides migrants with the employees opportunities to register in order to regularize their immigration status. Second is amnesty programs. It is also pretty much known as voluntary deportation programs, as undocumented workers can face a huge fine and long-term detention if they are caught without documents during raids. Amnesty program gives them opportunity to go home under more favorable circumstances. Lastly is the enforcement programs. This program basically increase more rates for illegal immigrants. Enforcement programs are often beginning once regularization and amnesty program has ended. The first program was reasoned to be comprehensive, adding different processes into a single program. It is known as the 6P program. 6P stands for registration, legalization, amnesty, monitoring, enforcement, and deportation. This program involved a large-scale effort to register the biometric information of all foreign workers, allowing some to regularize their status while the rest were deported due failure to pass health checks or not having a good police record or for other reasons. This program has also reflected as both regularization and amnesty programs. Next is the enforcement program, initiative known as 6 Bersepadu program. This program was conducted into two phases, where enforcement operations will be initiated and deployed to detect and arrest illegal immigrants as well as immigrants who have been recognized as continuing immigration violations. Lastly is the Ministry of Home Affairs also initiated the e-card program. This program enables a temporary registration for foreign workers while they're waiting for their documents such as passports in order to complete their regularization applications. These programs, the permit itself valid for at least 1 year.
As we all know, planning, organizing, and decision-making should be done to solve the issue by the ministry. Controlling is also one of the steps to manage the issue. Some research mention that controlling is the key management function. Usually, controlling is the final rule of management as it is an important element of management theory. There are a few definitions of the controlling. First definition is controlling is the process of monitoring, comparing, and correcting work performance. It is because planning, organizing, and staffing are the first step in getting the work done. So, the management can only maintain those steps to achieve the main goals and mission is during the controlling process. For example, the manager use controlling concept to keep well their planning, organization, and leading effort are working to their employees. Second, controlling is the process to ensure that actual activity conform to the planned activity. This method often helps to ensure that the work is complete according to schedule. For example, managers manage their employees to do their work according from the procedure for the organization as the way to achieve the company's goal. Besides, controlling also can be defined as a process of monitoring performance and taking action to ensure desired result. This method helps in the development of plans considering the issues that have been recognized and to ensure better planning in the future. Like a manager, we manage and give feedback for improvement if their employees do something wrong or mistake in organization. Last but not least, appropriate control that manager look for the specific performance gaps and areas for improvement also one of the definition of controlling. It is function that returns of organizational structure to the management system. For example, the manager needs to think and plan a strategic way for the improvement in order to manage the performance gap between the employee and the company. Next is the importance of controlling. It is to detect the opportunities in the organization. The manager need to give opportunity to their employees to voice their opinions and suggestions that will be useful for the progress in organization. Second, the importance of controlling is to discover irregularities and errors. Controlling method in the development of the proper management system, ensuring that each employee understands what they can accept and what they stand are on which they will rate. Third, controlling is used to reduce costs, increase productivity, and add value in the organization. It is because the controlling makes the organization becomes more balanced and consistent that make people easy and love to deal with the organization. For example, the organization needs to maintain the procedure to make the employee more comfortable to deal and work together with the organization. Besides, controlling becomes more important to adapt to change and uncertainty. Controlling establishes a perception of order and discipline in the workplace. Like, the employees become more comfortable and skillful to do their work properly for the organization. Finally, decentralized decision-making and facilitate teamwork also the importance of the controlling in public sector. The organization become effective because of the power of the teamwork from the employees and the managers. For example, the leader in charge helps the teammate to solve the problem before proceeding the work to the manager. Malaysia is on demand on the job opportunity. That is why most of the foreigners choose to work in Malaysia. Hence, Malaysia government should have a strategy in order to control the foreign worker coming to Malaysia. First, the Ministry of Home Affairs, especially Immigration Department, should control the working period of the foreign worker working in Malaysia, such as shorten the working period from 5 to 3 years only. So, foreign worker will be unable to establish down in this country due to the shortened working times. Second, the ministry should force the law of selection criteria for foreign worker in Malaysia. The ministry in charge of hiring foreign workers should only hire the most disciplined workers, regardless of their place of origin. This is to ensure that the peace is maintained, with no other negative factor in the community. Last but not least, the ministry should increase the tax, visa bond, and working permit fee. The tax, visa bond, and working permit fee charged on the business that wants to hire a foreign worker should be increased to a suitable and significant maximum amount. This will make them less willing to hire foreign worker and more willing to prefer household work, lowering local jobless.
Conclusion: Immigration Department in the country has always given a high commitment to help the community, especially in relation to national security, where the presence of many immigrant parties and provide security risk among the local community. To cut the problem of COVID-19 and the problem of the immigrant party in our country is, the Immigration Department can make arrests or track down area of immigrant party and place them in detention depots. Also, the government needs to tighten national law by controlling the presence of outsider entering and leaving the country, and look for the red route that these immigrants often use to enter our country. So, in order to maintain national security and to eradicate the problem of immigrant party Everyone must play a role and be responsible for maintaining national security. Besides that, the government, the authority, the immigration department, or even the local community of the country, we need to be aware of how serious and important this matter is, if it not cut from now. So that's all. Thank you.